Greetings, fellow targeted individuals. Being against domestic terrorism does not make me anti-Semitic. If someone is stealing from you, what does that make them? If someone is raping women, what does that make them? If someone is involved in apartheid, what does that make them? When people steal, kill innocent civilians, it's not good. We shouldn't be against Jewish people, but we should be against activities which violate international law. See, what's occurring in Israel isn't a coincidence. I remember in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, going to doctor's offices, dental appointments, and what do I see on the news? A family being beaten by Israelis, murdered. That's all I see every time I watch the news about Israel. I think of people which are brown-skinned, like my own people that are Puerto Rican, and look just like them, being brutalized. And it bothers me when I see the brutality that African Americans face in many inner cities, enhanced surveillance, being followed around. I'm a target here in the state of Florida. I've been targeted by Jewish people in multiple states because of a pen that was given to me by a World Trade Center relief worker, and I have videos about it, pictures. My Twitter name is restricted75921. I'm also on YouTube as OnADL 2023. I have two different channels with that same username. I have quite a few other little channels, and if you scroll around those channels, you may find that video about the pen. This pen that was given to me by a World Trade Center relief worker led me to do research. I grabbed this pen out of a bag. He had rocks, rubble. I met him around, it was 2010. I had to leave the state of Florida over my targeting, and I attended Bishop State Community College, and my teachers were concerned about my safety because I was being harassed by a guy in the U.S. Army, well, ex-U.S. Army. The same thing happened at Haney Vocational, Okaloosa Choice, University of New Mexico. The community it's a community college in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I forgot the name of it. I was taking a project management course. What's the school called? Cybertex in Austin, Texas. The list goes on and on. Even a program called Free.net where people earn CompTIA IT certifications. This program was ran by Mayor Steve Adler. I was harassed there. I was threatened. My teacher told me that the Army and FEMA had listed me as a terror threat. And just about 8 months ago, I did a Privacy Act request. The CIA, FEMA won't give me my Privacy Act request, and the CIA still hasn't given me my Privacy Act request from a year ago. I'm someone which doesn't hide behind VPNs. I'm not hiding. Right now, my cell phone's on high location, and I'm just taking a road trip. And I live in the Orlando metro area, but I take road trips at times because there's no beach here in Orlando, so I have to drive to like Daytona Beach or Tampa. I've been harassed in Tampa, St. Pete, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Winter Garden, and it's always in proximity to where the only group working there is the CIA, which outsources to veterans groups, to elderly people, sheriff's associations, interagency partners, Masons, 8A business vendors, veterans groups, like your American Legion, VFW, and they utilize select people to target these targets based on the word of the CIA or NSA. I called the NSA, I have it recorded. They slammed the phone on me, DHS, FBI, and I'm very respectful. People that know me know that I'm not a loud talker. Unless I'm making a video, I want to speak up so you guys can hear me, but I'm a low-tone talker. I do not argue with people. I've never started a fight in my life. I always walk away from a problem. And I have videos showing this threat that I've been facing, harassing me in schools. For years here in Florida, every time I went for a walk, I was harassed. Where I ate, where I worshiped, when I took a flight. Your Central Intelligence Agency is corrupt. While there's a lot of good people, a lot of good men and women in the CIA is not our nation's first line of defense. Your FBI is corrupt. They put on a good performance. I have to admit, They go after people involved in public corruption and just other little scams at times and child pornography and stuff like that. That's a good thing, even though they upload that stuff on the internet to bust those people. And they've had agents which have been arrested for looking at that stuff on the side. So your federal government is not bad. Here in the United States, I like our government. I'm just not in support of some of these rogue federal agencies, which are being discovered to support activities linked to terrorism. If you were to do what the FBI is doing, or has supported and concealed along with the CIA, you would be charged with terrorism cases. You would be listed as a terrorism threat. So what they're doing is they're deliberately creating the problems necessary to promote terrorism. Now, when you look at like what's going on in a lot of these protests, it's a known fact that the FBI was partially behind January 6th. They had people there. It's a known fact that a lot of these protests against what's going on towards Palestinians are being infiltrated by contractors. I watched a video today where they're getting $50,000 and they're being told to say they're a terrorist or Hamas or this and that. And they'll even this is no joke, they've even been known to do bombings, Israelis, and then wear turbans. And so, the Arabs did this, or it could be Gaddafi, they did this, you know? That's been their history, along with the CIA. Who do you think we share information with? The Mossad, DHS, Israel, Department of State, Israel, NSA, Israel, FBI, Israel, CIA, Israel, NSA, Israel. The NSA used to even have a site where you can report Muslims only that you thought were a terrorist. Not like radicals, extremists, or anarchists, or far left or far right people. Just Muslims. So our system is a little racist. Because prior to 9/11, did we ever hear about Muslims doing anything bad? You know, were any Muslims terrorists there? People just worshiping God and working their 9-to-5 job. So a lot of what we're seeing, fellow TIs, is psychological operations. We got people that can just say, here's $50,000. It's nothing to change public opinion. And you'll have the FBI say, oh, we're scared of Hamas and all this. Say, well, what have you been doing to secure our border? Are you out there with the Department of Homeland Security borders patrol securing our border? Versus sitting around with your thumb up your ass, labeling innocent Americans as terrorists? Everyone's a terrorist here in America. I think it's like 1 out of every 80 people is a terror threat now in America. You like the Constitution? Well, you could be an extremist. You like freedom? Well, you could be anti-Semitic. You don't believe in taking the jab? You're making a blog talking bad about vaccines? Well, you could be an extremist. Anyways, if you're a targeted individual, understand this program is real. I know how it is to every single day know that I'm going to be harassed while eating food, taking a walk, taking a drive, eating anything when I'm out the house. Every day to be harassed. And guess who's been supporting this? In many cases, across our nation, local police chiefs, local cops, sheriff's departments, they're interagency partners. So all this crap you believe in when it comes as far as freedom, if you're truly a target, it's all trash. I love the Constitution. I know it by heart. That's why I have a channel called First Amendment to the United States Constitution. But I had to unlist my channels due to death threats. I enlisted the videos. So I have it on a small channel. It's called City of Austin Video Files. And you can scroll down to the very bottom and there's a playlist called City of Austin. Where I'm behind a blue background that says City of Austin on it. You click on that playlist at the bottom of the channel called City of Austin Video Files, and you'll see some of my unlisted videos. I've been harassed at supermarkets, state by state, schools, hospitals, where I walk by radical feminists, diversity and inclusion. You know how many people I've harmed in my 27 years of being a target? 0. I just walk away. God bless, peace, prayers for Palestinians, and even prayers for Jewish people. They're not the enemy. It's the government there that's corrupt, and we're supporting it. The mass murder, land theft, apartheid, genocide, we're supporting it. It's really sad. I'm against it. Peace.